Hi, this is Nalini Singh. I am currently in Germany doing some book signings, meeting with readers, doing some question and answer sessions. But this is for you guys who weren't able to come along, maybe. I write the Psy-Changeling and the Guild Hunter series, and we're going to be talking about both of them today. Okay, so they're two completely different series. This is Engelskrieger, which is the fourth book in the Guild Hunter series, and the Guild Hunter series is set in an alternate world where the archangels, rule the world, and they have they can create vampires. Not just the archangels, the angels also, but the archangels are the most powerful. But and in return for becoming a vampire, people sign a 100-year contract to serve the angels. But sometimes, once they become a vampire, they don't want to stay with the contract, and so then the angels hire vampire hunters or guild hunters to chase down these vampires who've broken their contract, because after all, they did get immortality, in return for their 100 years of service. So the guild hunters go after the vampires and they bring them back. So it's a little different than usual. When you hear a vampire hunter, you think they go around killing the vampires, but in this world they drag them back like bounty hunters, I guess. And so it's quite a dark world, very intense, very emotional. But yeah, I really love writing in it. Yeah. And the other series, which is actually my first paranormal series that I started, the Psy-Changeling series, is very different. It's set in a world with three races, and one of the races is the Psy, who have these amazing, incredible powers of the mind, like telepathy and telekinesis, things like that. And but the flip side is that those abilities drive them insane. So in order to survive, they've made the choice to condition emotion out of themselves. So that has made them very cold, but they're brilliant at business and money, things like that. But they don't create art, they don't make music, they don't fall in love. And then we have the changelings in the world, who are true shapeshifters. They can shift form at any time, and they shift into creatures like leopards and wolves and falcons, and they're kind of the opposite. They're very emotional and attached to their families, and yeah, just really loving and warm. And then caught in between the two powerful races are the humans, who appear to have no powers at all. But as the series continues, you get to see that they do have a very strong role to play. And oh, it's just fantastic. I love writing in it. I love the overarching storyline, and it's just so many things are happening. And in the latest book, which is Hawk's Story, which a lot of readers have been waiting for, heaps of stuff happens, really important stuff, which I can't tell you because you have to read the book. But it was a lot of fun being able to write his book, yeah. No, I love both my series. I think because they're so different, when I finish a book in one series, I'm always happy to go back and return to the other series, because I've been away, I've missed it. And so vice versa, when I finish that book, then I'm excited to go back again to the other series, because one is very warm and has quite a family-centered heart, I would say, because of the changeling packs, and the other is quite dark and edgy and can be quite brutal, and so it's a nice balance to go in and out. Well, one thing is I've always been fascinated with flying, so maybe that played into it. But actually, it's funny. I had this image in my mind one day of an archangel, beautiful wings, but not like an angel like we think of, fluffy, nice angels. It was like a big, strong, like warrior type angel, standing in a tower in New York with a cell phone. And I thought, that's a very strange image, and so I thought, what's this about? And I started writing, and just the story just flowed out, and that's where it started. Kiss of Snow, so it is the 10th book, and it features the snow dancer, Alpha, Hawk, and he's a wolf changeling. He's the leader of the wolves, He's very powerful, and in previous books you've learned that the woman who is meant to be his mate, which is a very important thing to the wolves, died when he was a child, and so he doesn't think he will ever have that kind of love. But at the same time, throughout the books, you've also met Sienna, who is one of the Psy, and she's young, she's 19, and you can see there's been chemistry there. At the start, it was just this irritation, and then as she's grown older, it's become more and more obvious that there is an attraction there, but he's thinking, she's too young, and also he lost his mate, and he's not gonna, try and have anything with her. But at the same time, Sienna's thinking, she knows that how important, he is to her, but she's through with waiting, So there's some very interesting scenes in this book, because Sienna knows her own mind, and in spite of her age, she's very strong because she has a quite lethal ability. And in the previous books, you've got hints of it, but this is the book you really find out what it is Sienna can do. And it is a devastating ability, and it means it's given her a maturity beyond her years. And so she's more than a match for this alpha. So it was so much fun writing this book. There are some, let's just say, the bar scene, that's all I'll say, the bar scene, it was so much fun writing that, and I hope, readers, I hope you enjoy it when you get to it. I can never choose, because when I'm writing a book, whichever character or whichever scene I'm writing, this is my favorite because I'm so into it, and then I write the next one, this is my favorite. And also because I write series, I have so many people that I've gotten to know, the characters so well, that it would be just, I don't know, it would just be too hard. It was like choosing among my friends to say which one was my best friend, In English, the 11th book on the Psy-Changeling series has just released, and that'll be coming out in Germany next year. And so I'm actually going to be working on the 12th book, which I can tell you nothing about, because I just really want to get into it before I start talking about it. I've also just actually finished a novella about that features Cooper. He's a snow dancer lieutenant, and he was in book 5 of the Psy-Changeling series. So a lot of you have emailed me and asked, what's with Cooper's story, because you just got a hint. So you're going to get his story, and it's set slightly backwards in time, so it's going to be set around the time of book 9, which was Drew and Indigo's story, and it's really fun. It's such a fun book, novella, I should say, and it's a very courtship story. He's got to convince the woman that he just adores, that she's meant to be his, because he's this big, strong, tough lieutenant, and she's a submissive wolf. So she just is overwhelmed by him, and she's like, no. But he's determined, and so yeah, it's a great fun story. And in the Guild Hunter series, I'm not actually working on it. I've actually turned in Jason's book, which is the book after Dimitri's book. And so after I write the next Psy-Changeling book, I will be beginning book 6, which is going to be another Elena and Raphael book.